Hello, everybody. How's it going? Full room. Oh, and a Maddy snuck in.
I didn't realize I was going to be on the stream already.
Sorry, I clicked on you.
Yeah, Rachel must have added you to the stage. Well, hello, viewers. Hello, those of you out there in the internet worlds. Welcome. And we are here today to celebrate .NET 9 release and a great year of .NET MAUI 2024, all the things, well, most of the things that we found that we thought were super cool and worth talking about. And as you can see, we have a pretty full house here, and who knows, somebody else might show up later on. I don't know. Could happen.
Santa?
Yeah, actually, I almost wore my Santa sweatshirt, but I wore the sweater instead. This is as Christmassy as I get. I will not wear anything like this for the rest of the holiday season. But for you, I'll do this. Thank goodness there's no pictures of my own face on this, because that was about the scariest thing to happen this past year. But hey, everybody, I'm David Ortinau, product manager on .NET MAUI, and maybe we'll go around the room and everybody can introduce yourself and remind people who you are and what you do. First with Rachel.
Hello, I'm Rachel. I'm also a product manager on .NET, working on .NET MAUI. John?
I'm John from Canada, So I'm the .NET MAUI team lead for the SDK part of it. And there's this person down there somewhere called Maddy, and I'm not sure. Hi, can you introduce yourself, Maddy?
I don't know who I am. I'm so sorry. No. Hi, I'm Maddy. I am a .NET general PM. I have spent most of my life nurturing my firstborn child, .NET MAUI, but now I've also gone over to help the Aspire team because they're doing a lot of the same. I almost swore. It's been the first time in a while that I've been on one of these. I almost did it. They're doing a lot of the same stuff that MAUI did a couple years ago. So I'm bringing our knowledge over there, and it's fun. But I like MAUI, and that's why I'm here. It's my baby.
You've gotten a lot more demure since you left.
You mean,
why are you so quiet? Usually you're like, rah! We need to re-indoctrinate you.
I mean, I was up till 1 a.m. because I saw Wicked, and then I was texting Rachel about it for an hour. So
It was good. Good stuff.
I saw Wicked.
It was
Good.
Yeah.
And you haven't talked to me about it once?
I expected you to bring it up. I was letting you kind of, you and your Ariana Grande fan club.
It's true. Okay, sorry. Shane.
All right, Shane.
Hello, I'm Shane. I'm one of the .NET MAUI engineers. I have not
say that one more time with a bit more confidence and sincerity.
I hope you're not questioning it.
And I have not seen Wicked. I saw it, I don't know, I saw it like 10 years ago in Melbourne. So take that. Yeah, I hail from Texas. So howdy, y'all. Yeah, I was trying to think of something I had seen recently.
Did you see any high winds? I heard that Texas had some high winds, but that was more up towards Fort Worth, I guess.
No, we're getting some rain and stuff right now, which is nice. But we haven't really seen high winds.
We had our first snow here in Missouri, so we're already broken in.
Yeah.
I don't know if it snows where Matt is, though. Matt, why don't you introduce yourself?
Why don't you introduce? Where you at?
Hello. Hope the volume's good. I am Matthew. I'm also an engineer on the MAUI side. I write lots of code. MS build tasks is what I do, not my favorite. Someone's got to do the XML based things. And I'm from South Africa, so I suppose if we're doing locational greetings, it's how's it with a Z, not how's it, how's it. So yeah, I haven't seen Wicked either, and yes.
Do you know what Wicked
and,
is?
I don't think I've. I'm currently visiting family in Indonesia, so the rainy season's starting. It's going to be flooding soon, possibly landslides. Fingers crossed none of that happens. But yeah, so we're going to see some interesting weather. Yeah, not much wind here, but lots of rain.
It's probably pretty early for you, isn't it? Super well. I mean, early for the people that live there. you don't have a time zone. You have your own time zone, and you just take it with you wherever you go. I think.
It's usually dark when I'm working, so it doesn't matter what darkness it is.
Well, and you failed to mention that you maintain Skia Sharp, which I think is an important detail because it's one of the most used .NET libraries in the world.
It's kind of like Visa, right? It's everywhere you want it to be.
A couple 100 million downloads. Did we get that? Let me check one game just to sort of pat my shoulders on the back. It's got 124 million downloads, and the only reason it's that low is because I only update every 4 months. Now, some people like to push out updates every month or something just to churn updates. So, yeah.
Well, Alan's happy to see us. Hi, Alan. How you doing? All your favorite people on one live stream.
I was actually listening to Alan and John's voice in the car yesterday.
Were you?
Every once in a while, I try to listen to Gone Mobile because it is a good podcast. But the problem is, and I told this to John before, I feel like I'm just on a call with you guys, and then I start talking as if you're going to hear me and respond to me in your podcast, and then I feel like a absolute weirdo. So I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Like why aren't you answering me?
I'll be like, John, and then I'll like make a joke to myself, and I'm like, okay, I'm talking to myself in the car.
Okay, so next time, can you record your reaction while you listen, and then we can merge them together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
All right, next Gone Mobile podcast. Let's do it. Do you have an upcoming topic, John, for the Gone Mobile podcast?
Oh, see, we've just gone on a bit of hiatus, but got to get back into it because .NET 9 and things like work stuff apparently has to get done. So we're starting to get less busy now. Well, not less busy, but not as crazy. So hopefully we'll see some more episodes coming out. If you have topic ideas, we're open.
All right, y'all heard. Topic ideas for the Gone Mobile podcast. What do you want to hear? Your favorite hosts, John and Alan, will bring you their ramblings. You're in good company here, Maddy. You're going to try to build an app?
And then Maddy will record the reaction video for the podcast. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I'm just picturing those ones where the person's standing there pointing, and they're pointing at the podcast. Everyone's favorite reaction videos from Maddy.
And then we need someone to react to the reaction video. Those overlays.
Is that video?
Green screen.
Is that video of Maddy doing all the Gerald things, or was it just photos, from all of his YouTube clips or whatever? Is that public?
Yeah, it was on the artist formerly known as Twitter.
Ah, okay. Maybe somebody can dig that up. Yeah, we just have another theme, Maddy's reactions, and you can just play them back. Actually, I feel like this always reminds me of Bill Holmes and his setup.
His soundboard?
His soundboard. He would always play clips of people that he would record during meetings.
He had one of those before Stream Decks or anything came out too. He was doing that well before it was cool.
Yes.
So.
All right, we're here to celebrate. So Rachel has some stuff to share with us. Can I share your screen, Rachel?
Do it.
Do we all fit on the screen? I think we do.
We do.
All right, take it over.
All right. Let's talk about Maui from the past year. Ooh, transitions, animations. Okay, and sound effects. All the effects.
I discovered there's background music in StreamYard.
Wow, this is intense. Okay, getting us in the mood. So, 2024 was a productive year. Engineering team can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we shipped 32 Maui releases, 9 .NET 9 preview releases, 20 .NET 8 service releases, and 1 .NET 9 GA. And we also already have 2 .NET 9 service releases. So that's 32. That's a lot. Yeah. Woohoo! Good job, everyone.
Pat yourselves on the back.
Please.
Great job. Oh, the confetti just keeps going.
That's a lot. It's a lot more than last year. So I was editing this from last year's slides, which was 20 something. So big moves.
Yeah, I definitely heard a lot of great feedback that people were appreciating the rapid pace of service releases. And I think the change that we made in Net 8 to ship to Nougat, John, you're a fan of that?
I'm happy with it. I seems like it's working well. Hopefully others are happy with it too. You know, get that Nougat out there, go test it out. Let us know if something breaks, and we still have time to fix it before it goes into VS.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice way for us to have rings of releases and kind of lower the barrier from shipping releases too. So I love it.
And testing PR builds, right? And nightlies and stuff too. Always good.
Cool.
Cool. And of course, we just had .NET Conf just a couple weeks ago at the same time as when .NET 9 GA'd on November 12th, I believe it was. And so if you missed .NET Conf, definitely be sure to check out all of the awesome sessions that we had then. Dave had a feature in the .NET 9 keynote, talked about all of the awesome highlights of .NET MAUI in .NET 9. Dave and I also had a session on what's new in .NET MAUI and .NET 9. Beth and Alon chatted all about the hybrid stuff and the Blazor hybrid coolness in MAUI. We had Peppers talking about performance optimizations. We also had an awesome session with Fidelity, which Dave had with Matthew and Kevin from Fidelity, showcasing their super awesome cross-platform desktop app, which uses MAUI. And we had Hector talking about Figma to XAML, and of course, Gerald, Michael, and Sergio talking about all the cool things in Community Toolkit. So lots of great stuff, MAUI related, and also just .NET MAUI to check out. So if you haven't already, definitely head over to YouTube. They have over 40, I'm probably lowballing it too, videos. So yeah.
Yeah, lots of great videos. I was just looking in the MAUI session, not part of the live stream, but the on-demand one has almost, let's say 9.1 thousand views. So get that up to the 10,000, everybody. Just go watch it again.
Awesome.
It'd be amazing. You can see Rachel roast me hard. Shane, why don't you tell the story of your favorite moment from that? He's like, I don't remember how it went.
I don't know if I can do it justice, really. I think Rachel was sort of just keying into David's beige facets. Maybe is how to describe it. I think it was sort of a Dave breaking point. I'm gonna ask him something. Never mind. I'm tired of his malarkey.
My recollection, you can go back and watch the video, but Rachel was doing her demo and she went to go pick a color during our session. And she says, Dave, what's your favorite color? And before I could even answer,
you were taking too long.
Probably something boring like gray. And then she just went on. Like, I had no chance.
For the record, many of us were watching that in like the green room on the opposite side. And I was talking to, I think, Chris Hardy, the manager of MAUI team. And I was like, did she just say that? Did she just roast Dave? Did that just happen? And we were like, you know what, Rachel? You're doing just great. You are
so funny.
Perfectly.
Chris walked up to me after and was like, wow, like you roasted Dave. And I was like, what did I say? Like, I literally don't remember.
You didn't even know.
What are you talking about?
It's become so natural to you. It's become so natural. I'm fine. I've recovered. I'm good. Mm-hmm. See, I have color.
Yeah.
I don't know if that went a better direction than the gray, though.
Well, definitely be sure to check out all the sessions and the recordings. I have some highlights screenshotted here. We got Dave talking about the Syncfusion toolkit in the keynote, and we also talked about it more and highlighted the new template, which has Syncfusion controls, community toolkit controls, all the controls in the sample on that top right screenshot there. And then we see Beth and Alon walking through a Blazor hybrid app in the bottom left corner. And of course, Pepper's fixing all the performance things in the bottom right. So check out all the wonderful things. Alrighty. Ooh, what else happened this year? Oh my gosh, did you change the music or was that just a perfect mooch?
I'm gonna play with every single option in this list.
Oh my gosh. All right, what else happened? Well, if we look to the internet, we of course, I just mentioned Syncfusion. We saw that Syncfusion open source 14 free open source controls. And that was super awesome to see. And it was super exciting to see all of the influx of open source contributions that we've been getting from Syncfusion and from the community more broadly. So big shout out there. Big.
Syncfusion is in the chat too. Say hi to Paul, everyone.
Hello. We also saw the VS Code extension GA. We have here Dave tweet saying, "You're proud to be in the room when the button was pushed." Super exciting stuff. Do you remember this, Maddy? Was Dave really in the room?
Of course, I wouldn't lie.
Maddy doesn't remember, so clearly you were just in the corner by yourself.
I'm trying to remember where we were.
No, I think you
remember.
hosted. I think
Virtual
you spawned a Teams thing, and we're like, we're gonna push the button.
I think we were all together.
Maybe.
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember where it was. I've blocked it out of my memory. It is traumatizing for me because it didn't have XAML hot reload for a long time, and I couldn't use it because I don't know how XAML works. But now it
Yeah.
does.
It does now.
Yeah, all the things work. So if you haven't checked out the VS Code extension yet, definitely do so. And then, of course, we also saw the end of an era. Xamarin went out of support May 1st. We saw a lot of Xamarin love. There was a hashtag, I think it was Xamarin Gave Me or something like that, with all of the beautiful stories. Aw, love the background, Matt. I don't know what that effect was, Dave.
Well, there's no like sad reaction, so like an explosion was the closest I could find.
Aww.
But it's not also not sad, right? All those work that's been happening with forms.
Yeah.
And now we're in the box. You know, none of those weird extension installs and just our new
Turning
Maui
a
app.
new leaf.
Sure, but it's the end of an era, right? Like, I mean, we had a lot of great time as Xamarin, and I mean, had great logo, great swag, great events,
Great
So-
colors for the logo.
yeah. I mean, none of them were gray that I recall.
Now all we got is dotnet purple, you know, and we couldn't even merge that. Due to
Don't bring that up. Maddie's gonna start crying.
Actually, I don't know if Gerald's even here. Oh no, I think he's sick. But he texted me last night that something .NET Purple .NET 10. So
Okay. All right. We can make it a campaign. We can get a petition going.
I might start a petition. I might. We'll see.
Pick your battles.
All right. We also saw some great tweets and great wins from the community in general. We had Clifford talking about, you know, flying all over the world and using .NET MAUI to help build his apps. So super cool stuff here. We also had Nick Kowalski with a .NET MAUI simple game. Doesn't look very simple to me. There's a lot going on here, but super cool space shooters game that they built. So super awesome stuff.
Matt, can you guess what's powering that? Maybe a Skia Shark. Actually, Nick, I just watched a presentation that he did last Friday for the Monkey Conf Spain edition that Javier put together. I'm assuming Javier put together. It's on his YouTube initially. So, but he gives a great presentation on his Drawn UI library and the usage of Skiasharp in there. So it's a good presentation if you're looking for an overview of how to do more Drawn UI type things, not just for games like this, but for, you know, business applications, things that are lists of things and data entry and things like that as well. So pretty cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I had one more tweet. I can't actually read this, but when I put it in Google Translate, it was about their excitement about launching Maui for the first time on a new emulator or device. So love to see these beginner wins as well.
Where's Tim? Tim, read that for us, Tim.
Yeah. And then YouTube, we have all our favorite people, James and Gerald and Maddy. Lots of views on all of these top Maui videos of the year. So great stuff. Just look up .NET MAUI and you'll find all of these on YouTube. So we can catch up on all the things.
This is the top 10?
Roughly. There are a couple more I have on the next slide that I wanted to highlight.
I'm just so disappointed I didn't make the top 10. What do I got to do?
These are in the top 15. But I wanted to talk about these three in particular. We have Abe Prince, who has oh my gosh, I just noticed it's a 7-hour video with over 20K views, building a full stack ice cream app. Super awesome. It has authentication, it has a full login flow, and the app is pretty cute too. And who doesn't love ice cream, right? It has all these different ice cream flavors and about the ice cream, and you can add them to your cart and buy them. I don't know if it's a real ice cream shop, but it would be cool if it is because I like my ice cream. And then we have Oludayo's video. If I pronounce anyone's name wrong, please let me know because I will work on it. But this video on building a beautiful property app in .NET MAUI and another step-by-step tutorial for another beautiful app. And you can browse different properties that you might want to buy. So super cool stuff. And then there's this UI challenge video that has 12K views, and they did a UI challenge for building a login screen in .NET MAUI. And love seeing all the UI challenges we saw this year. There was the Maui UI July stuff and all the great content we saw around that in July. So we love it. We love to see it. I know, Dave, you loved your Maui UI July collection view marathon.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the UI July was a ton of fun, and really just seeing all the things that other people make, like these apps. And I think we were talking earlier today about social media and where we're finding information, content, help. And I find LinkedIn to be a great resource these days, and people are sharing a lot of these kinds of examples, not just UI design challenge type things, but real apps. Sharing, hey, here's my new app that I built for myself or for my company. And they tend to be pretty darn good looking. So love to see it. Always, please share your stuff with us. Show us what you're working on. Show us what you're doing.
Love. We sent out a survey recently asking folks to, attach images and GIFs of any apps that they've built with Maui. And I've enjoyed looking through a lot of them. There's a lot of beautiful and complex apps in there. So thank you all to those who already shared for sharing. And blogs. We had so many blogs this year. So we had a bunch of blogs in the .NET blog. We had, of course, Dave's announcement blog post welcoming Syncfusion open source contributions and all of the contributions from our community. Dean had a post about Android asset packs in .NET, which is, I believe, new in .NET 9. Speaking and Gerald had a post about learning how to build your first Blazor hybrid app. And I don't know if you caught it on my earlier slide with all the YouTube highlights, but Gerald actually posted like a 4-hour YouTube video tutorial walking through this new Blazor hybrid workshop we have on GitHub of building a Blazor hybrid monkey finder app. So definitely check that all out if you haven't already. I posted about native library interop and building an app using a native library interop binding for charts. Marco posted about .NET Upgrade Assistant and new support for third-party API and package mapping. Super cool stuff. Maddy posted about the VS Code extension, GA. And Gerald posted about UI test stuff. And I don't think this is even all of it. We have a ton of great stuff in the .NET blog, so you can catch up with all the goodness over there. And then beyond the .NET blog, we had Syncfusion talking about their first set of open source MAUI controls.
We'll bring up the comment there again from Paul.
Yeah, and look, I saw today this post,
wow.
like just minutes before the second set of open source MAUI controls. And what are they? We have a beautiful bottom sheet control, a MAUI button control if you want to level up your buttons. There's a up-down control, which is kind of like the MAUI stepper control, but fancier. And then there's a numeric entry control if you want to level up your entries for numbers and validating those numbers and formatting them better. And then a calendar control. So super, super awesome stuff.
The calendar control. I've remember my early days of Xamarin, Monotouch and Monodroid. I think I probably built 2 or 3 calendar controls. I don't ever want to have to build a calendar control again. Those things are complex. But yeah, the bottom sheet I'm super excited about. Because bottom sheets are pretty common in a lot of app designs. But B, this was really just something that when the first set of controls came out, and Paul can correct if I'm wrong, but somebody was commenting, hey, would really love to see a bottom sheet. That's a super important thing that we need in our apps. And so the team was like, yeah, sure, we'll do that. And we'll include that in our next round of updates. So round 2, I'm getting excited. And, this is in the MAUI template. If you choose the sample content when you create a new MAUI app for .NET 9, it's in there. Maybe it's in there for .NET 8 too. I don't know. Shane, is it in there for .NET 8?
I futzed out for like the last 10 seconds of what you were saying. Is what in .NET 8?
Okay, we all do when they talk. It's totally...
the new template with the sample content.
Oh, the new
MVVM
template
toolkit and everything.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's only in the .NET 9 one.
It's .NET 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Get on .NET 9.
You can make a NET 9
how we get you to use the latest.
And change it to NET 8 if you really
That's
want
fine.
to.
It's .NET 9 is out now, right? So
Yeah,
NET 8 is over. Go move
Don't
to
use
NET
NET
9.
8.
It's got 5
NET
months
8.
left.
Exactly.
Basically,
On
NET
life
is so
support.
old.
It's in...
You know
Just
what?
enough time for you to get to the new stuff.
Exactly. There is just enough time, which I think, because we were talking about Xamarin earlier, so I'll keep talking about Xamarin. Folks don't remember, perhaps. We have rosy memories of the past. That when a new release of Xamarin Forms came out, the previous release, instantly out of support. Instantly. We give you 6 months of overlap with MAUI. Like that's 6 months you didn't have before. So I think that's pretty great. So these new controls will be part of the template as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing how we can continue to spice up that template. And the other thing I wanted to comment about this was, we talk to a lot of customers, we see your apps and we see what you're doing with your apps. And what we did with this new template is kind of set a pattern for how you can accomplish a lot of the common things that we see people doing differently or sometimes even wrong. So whether that's async await stuff, that is lifecycle interaction with view models type stuff, handling your binding of lists and collections and list types, then this is a template that kind of sets some precedent for you to say, hey, here's what we would recommend you to do. So please take a look at it. And comments and feedback are always welcome. It's part of the repo, so contributions welcome, feedback welcome. We want to make sure that we have a good template in there that everybody can learn from and build successfully with. So cool.
Yeah, and it's part of the Maui samples now also. It looks like you merged that one.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so the Maui samples has it all completed as well. So if you want to mess with it over in the Maui samples repository, you can.
Yeah, make
There's a
sure
link in the chat.
you're in Visual
Yeah.
Studio 1712 or the latest versions of VS Code. You can check on the samples. So definitely be sure to check it out there if you haven't.
Look at that picture of young Dave in there. Look at that. That was like right after I started working here. I look basically the same, don't I?
All right, enough, Dave.
With the gremlin that always scared Jason. Wasn't that what he would say anytime he saw that picture?
A lot of people never even noticed that my daughter was peeking over my shoulder like that.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know. It worked. All right, go ahead.
All right, so I had trouble picking blog posts because there's just so many good things for the community and so many things that came out in the past couple of weeks alone. So from Progress to Lyric, we had a couple new posts in the last couple of weeks on unit testing in Maui and then exploring the Telerik Maui templated button control. So awesome stuff over there. We have, I think I had talked about this in the last community stand-up actually, but awesome content from Dev Express as well. There's this post on memory profiling and how you can identify and fix top memory leaks that you might run into. WebStorm and Writer announced that they're now free for non-commercial use, so it's an extra tool in your toolbox that you can leverage. And I actually saw this in Visual Studio Magazine, Dave. Someone wrote up an article based on the do's and don'ts that you presented in a community stand-up earlier this year, which I think is awesome, just having it all written out. You have a quote here. There are some things that I have seen folks trying to do with .NET MAUI and running into troubles. How eloquent.
I know. I saw that you were going to include this, and I'd forgotten that we had done it. But yeah, I think that's also an inspiration for what we did. We've tried to do with the template, and we should probably renew that. We'll do another 12 or 20 or however many we need do's and don'ts for next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll get John to write it.
Perfect.
John's always telling me what I do wrong.
I know Shane already has a list of things we can go off of, so.
Yeah, it's growing.
But you have the list that's about things you want me to stop doing, but I want to focus on the things for developers.
All right.
Not just your personal grievances.
Yeah, so we'll keep both lists up to date.
All right, let's move on to the next part. Can you stop the music, Dave? I think it's putting people to sleep.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Well, hang on.
And it's so loud. I don't know if people can. I don't know
Really?
if
It's really quiet to me.
Oh, really?
It kind of feels like I'm in like an elevator with all you guys.
It feels like I'm in a club. Like
That's what you want. Like real.
I don't hear it. I don't hear it at all. It's not coming through.
Be happy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I started the YouTube
important.
one a couple times, but
All right.
just to see it. But yeah, I don't hear it. Is there a way I can activate it?
Oh, I turned it off.
It's gone now.
Turned it off now.
It's for the
It's
best.
for the best. Yeah.
Oh.
It was worth a shot. Hey.
It was.
No. Look at all those
Yeah.
reactions coming in that are like, thank goodness.
It was fun while it lasted, but I want everyone to get excited about this stuff and hear this. So, 2024, there were 2859 issues closed last time I checked. So it's definitely more now. 2334 PRs created, of which 596 were from the community. 1686 PRs merged, of which 285 were from the community. And I don't remember what I updated these numbers from last year, but what I'm excited about is the major influx in community contributions we see here. So much more than what we saw in just last year. So super awesome stuff. .NET MAUI. Okay, what are you gonna say, Dave? What now?
Well, I was actually gonna ask John, Shane, Matt. You know, you are the ones that work with the community day in and day out. Like, we get on here and talk about this stuff, but the reality is you're doing the work. What has your experience been this past year as compared to previous releases in terms of community engagement?
I'll let Shane answer that because he's actually the one doing the work with the community. But it is a huge uptick in contributions. It seems like in quality of them, and I'm sure you can say more.
Yeah, I mean that covers it. So I mean, we're definitely the neat thing is that now we're starting to really get, especially a lot of the outliers too, like folks that are really in it. So we've had a few like thank you posts, I know, to like Marty IX and I'll be Rock 87, I think that's their name, and then Pedro's done a lot of really good, like Pedro got all the dialogue fragment stuff in Android, and he's fixing some like memory leak stuff, which is really cool. And then Kubeflow, of course, is still just like kicking through it. So it's nice that we were sort of gathering together sort of a core team of community members, especially now, that are also doing triage and like working through issues. Like you've probably seen them in the comments and stuff. So it's kind of like the only word I can think is the pyramid scheme of community contributing is getting stronger. So, but yeah, no, we really appreciate.
Everybody's invited over to my house later. No pressure, but there'll be some samples. And
oh, hey, there's Kubeflow in the chat. So Jacob, who David and Gerald and folks have met a few times. Yeah, is doing a lot of great stuff. I think we're up to like maybe a fourth of the PRs right now in our repository from him. So it's been yeah, I don't know. It's been nice. It's been really refreshing the amount of dialogue I've been able to have with a lot of those very, very talented community developers, which has shaped a lot of our decisions and has sort of navigated us to better solutions, because they have other experiences and stuff that we don't have. So it's nice having them to be able to kind of bounce ideas off and things like that. So I've even had a couple PRs I was speculating on, and Alberto would message me after he'd see him and just be like, no, that's terrible. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right, that is terrible. So yeah, I mean, the community's been great. It's been a breath of fresh air having all those folks to work with. So it's just, I don't know, it's fun working with people that are just so passionate about it. Is Pedro in the chat? Hey,
a lot of like the Xamarin days of how people worked on stuff too. Like there's just kind of that energy to it. So it's super, super awesome. Super thankful for all you contributors.
Thank you. Well, since this is 2024 wrapped, let's look at some of our highlights in numbers. So, lots of code written this year, lots of commits. We have Rui at the top of the charts here.
Wait a minute. Do we count all the CI? Oh, maybe
no,
this
one
will fix it. Maybe this one will fix it.
all the bots out.
I'm teasing. Rui's awesome.
Yeah. So we have Rui with 417 commits. We have PureWeen, who's that, with 339. And Matt Lebo with 161. Who's that? Yeah, our team is awesome. And look, we have Kubeflow up there, number 7 with 75 commits. Marty IX, 51. Albie Rock, 20. Austin Bio, Genesis, 13. All the awesome folks.
Kubeflow is the first highest number of commits that is a non-Microsoft.
Yeah, you beat Red.
You beat me. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't get to write code anymore hardly. So
Well, you're a people manager. I mean, the fact that you're writing any codes.
but I mean, look at those names up there, right alongside all of the Microsoft people.
Mm-hmm. Super awesome stuff. And then from the core engineering team at Microsoft, again, Ray, PureWeen, Matt Lebo, Gerald, Javier, with the most PRs merged. And for most PR review comments, we have Matt, Shane, Javier, Rui, and Pepper. So thanks, y'all, for being powerhouses and doing so much as always all over the place. It is clearly very seen by all of us on GitHub. So, yay.
Love it. Love it.
Shane and Matt look so excited.
They're like, oh, that's where all my time went.
They're like, what am I doing here when I could be merging more PRs?
Yeah, just seeing our lives flash before our eyes, I guess, maybe. We're like in Turtle 2024 wrapped.
Oh my gosh.
Shane's made 5 comments on PRs just during this.
Probably. And we also reached number 2 in most unique users in .NET. Number 2 in the most repo stars in .NET. And I couldn't figure out the ranking for forks, but we have 1.8 1800 forks.
I know we have a lot of forks because when I search GitHub for things, I just end up finding a bunch of forks, and I'm like, no, that's not the code I'm looking for. I want to find somebody's project. I love the unique users in .NET number, because that's basically saying that we've got a broad set of people from the community engaged, and across .NET as a team engaged in our project. So we are kind of top of the stack, and a lot of the work below, comes up to us. And so, we've got people from the runtime working in our repo very frequently. We've got people from Android, iOS SDKs in the Maui repo that are, a core part of our team. And across the board, it's just like I can go on and on and on, but also the community, so the fact that I think number 1 is the runtime. They have the most .NET. And so the fact that Maui is right behind them and like within striking distance, not that it's a game that we're trying to be number 1, but that just is a big indicator to me of just how engaged and how valuable our product is within .NET.
Yeah, so much Maui love, and we could not have done it without all of you. All of you.
Matt's now doing some accounting.
So again, thank you all so much for being here, for tuning into our community stand-up, and for all of your contributions on GitHub, for using .NET MAUI, really, for everything.
Yay! Woo! Man, if we only had some really good music.
Stop it. All right. Let's see if we can get through everything. 15 minutes left. So, contribution. I mentioned that y'all contributed in so many different ways, whether that's reporting quality issues, commenting on those issues, reacting to the issues, contributing code, authoring pull requests, getting them merged, engaging in discussions, filling out our surveys, coming to our conferences, tuning into community stand-up, just so many ways in which you've all contributed, and we really appreciate all the things. So, without further ado.
Well, you really worked on your transitions.
Okay, that one was from last year. I didn't have to update that.
Okay.
You saw that last year.
I probably said the same thing last year.
I think Rachel has put more effort into preparing for this singular community stand-up than I put in preparing for the last 3 years of them combined.
I think this was the first full slide deck I did last year, and I put a lot of work into it then. So now it was easier this time around to just update it.
Wow.
But I think it's great. I wanted it to make it pretty because, it's a 2024 wrapped.
Are you
Mhm.
telling me that
That's
your
what
hard
it's
work is
about.
paying off? Because that's crazy.
Yeah, it's helpful sometimes. All right, enough. Without further ado, top contributors from our community by number of verified issues are HobDev, David Mall, Jan Saris, Pex Pro, John H. Dev. Dave was like, did you already? Because I asked Dave to pull these numbers. He's like, did you already do this? I was like, no, I didn't. And it's because these people and ranking is exactly the same from last year. But with
I love
more.
the consistency.
But with
the
more
consistency.
contributions from all of you. So thank you all so much for your continued contributions here and for making it so easy for us. And then, since there are many ways of contributing, we also have top contributors by number of issue comments. And we have Marty IX, Kubaflow, Albie Rock, Jan Hump, Mitch Montaquila, John and Steph.
Say that 3 times fast.
I wonder if I typed it wrong. I might have.
I'm sure it's right.
So thank you. Thank you all for all of the issue comments. And these numbers are all so much higher from last year. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, I wasn't making it up.
You weren't making what up?
Oh, the community stuff earlier when we said the community are doing a lot more
No,
this year.
yeah.
The data,
Oh, yeah,
it's a
yeah.
data-driven
The
comment.
data shows it, yes.
Yeah, the data
So
shows it.
here, for example, top contributors by number of authored PRs.
All right, guess. Someone guess
All
number
right.
one.
Kubaflow.
Hey.
Kubaflow, Alvi Rock, Anandan Rajagopal, Symbiogenesis, and Devanathan Vaithyanathan. So many. And for a frame of reference, I wrote it down. Last
Did
year,
Jacob
number
know where he
one.
spent his time?
What?
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, last year, the top number one contributor had authored 8 PRs, and that was a big deal for us.
8?
And here, 8. So, Matt, do the accounting for us. Like, how many more times 8 is 176? I don't know. But everyone in the community, not just in the top 5, but clearly more folks have contributed way more than 8. So, this is just astounding, like clearly so incredible and so impressive. Like, thank you all so much for all the awesome contributions that have been coming in. It's not just Shane who's thinking it and feeling it. Thank you, Matt. 22 times the PRs.
Matt didn't even have to go to Harvard to learn that.
So much good stuff. Does anyone have any favorite community PRs from this past year that you saw?
Favorite. I don't know. I'm still pretty excited about Pedro switching us to dialogue fragment.
I think it's not like, oh, massive bugs were fixed, or some were massive bugs. Like, oh, we got this like the dialogues. That's like a big brand new feature. It's like written from the ground up. But it's like these hundreds of little PRs fixing, oh, the color is not applying, and the button's the wrong shape. And, it's small ones. It's like, oh, we fixed that little thing. But when I see this, like almost 200, from Kubaflow, and I don't know how many in total, over the year, it's like, wait a minute, they've made it so much better. And you hear from the other customers saying like, oh, the Maui team's doing so great. It's like, sure, we've done 1,000 PRs, and Rui's probably done 1,000 fixing CI, but with I think it was, how much was this year? The total contributions like 200 or 250 something merged. That's a big number. That's, I don't know how many that per week we're merging, of community PRs, which, makes me feel excited to work on it, and seeing that everyone's excited, it really It really is cool just to have a whole bunch of fixes just flowing in every week.
Absolutely. And not just the number of PRs authored, but we saw so many PRs merged. So again, the usual suspects here. We have Kubaflow, Anandan Rajagopal, Albi Rock 87, Symbiogenesis, and Tamilarasan Parantaman. And again, so many of those PRs got merged. Last
Pictures
year,
are switched.
I think last year it was, I didn't write it down, but if my memory serves correctly, the number one number of merged PRs was 4. So again, this is like 20 times that. So y'all are doing really incredible stuff. Is there, Shane, another community stand-up for the community PRs review happening today after this?
No, not today.
No, not today. Y'all are done for the holidays. Done for the
Yeah.
year. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, usually there's another call that happens right after this where PR reviews are happening for the community contributed PR. So if you haven't tuned into those, definitely tune into those live streams as well in the future.
Uh-oh, Morton's coming in hot. Wants to know what's going on.
The Xamarin repos are out of support.
Well, there's still the Mac iOS one. But to be fair, no,
Oh, yeah.
these numbers are just from the .NET MAUI repo.
Yeah.
To be fair.
The Android and the Mac iOS repos in particular don't get a lot of community contributions just by the nature of the kind of work that's done there. So.
Yep. All right. I think that's it for.
Every time I go to click on something else pops in, and then I end up showing the wrong thing. Who's this young guy?
I was just thinking that. I'm like, oh, I really need to update that picture.
That's your old Xamarin. Yeah, the community of plugins, libraries, including. There's been a little conversation here about Maui Reactor. I'm definitely a fan of Maui Reactor. If you're into MVU and code first UI things, it's great. And Ado is a fantastic maintainer and supporter. He answers all of my questions quickly, and so it's great. Yeah, tons of great libraries, and I mean, we're not even listing like all the nougats that have been posted this year from the community and from the ecosystem. There's just so much activity. It's awesome. Makes me want to cry.
Yes. So that's it for 2024 Wrapped. But thank you all for all of your awesome contributions this year. Love the confetti. I do really like. What is that?
I don't know. This is all the options that I have. Chef's kiss.
All right. Clearly, it's been a long year for Dave.
Hey, we're here to celebrate. Have fun.
We are. And up next, we have .NET 10 on the horizon.
Do you have more slides?
This is the
Oh, you
last
do have
one.
more slides.
It's the last one.
Can
Yeah.
you leak when the .NET 10's going out? Any secret dates?
Isn't it already out? I heard you guys are doing builds.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
Y'all will need to tell us when .NET 10 Preview 1 is coming out.
Well, we know that .NET 10 will ship in November of next year. That's the plan of record. Once a year. So what's going to be in it? What are we focused on? Still talking about that. So
yeah. So let us know. And thank you for all those who already have let us know by filling out our surveys or otherwise. But continue letting us know what you want to see, because we are reading all your comments everywhere, and we care. We want to know what you want, and that'll help us figure out what we'll do. And in the meantime, happy holidays. Get all your Christmas sweaters out. Hopefully prettier than Dave's sweater. More colors.
Shane's got something holiday looking going on there.
Ooh, it's
Your
colorful.
sweater, your sweater. Not so much for everybody else.
No, it's just a Houston. It's a
Oh, nice.
yeah. Got this at a local event.
Gotcha. You get the right colors going on anyway. Red.
Yeah.
Well, any parting thoughts from our guests on the year? Nothing. What do you want for Christmas? What do you want, or your holiday? What do you want for your end of the year gift? If I could do anything for you, if you had a magic wand and you could do anything you wanted with .NET.
All I want from Christmas is you.
Oh,
Oh my
how
god.
How many times have you listened to that so far this year, Rachel?
0 because
Yeah?
of Wicked. I haven't moved on to Christmas music because of the Wicked movie. The Wicked soundtrack lives rent-free in my head 24/7. So you got to watch Wicked. This is the PSA to go watch Wicked.
All right. So
Yeah.
for holiday gift, Rachel wants everybody to go watch Wicked. John?
I was going to say that can be at the request that we stop coding and merging PRs and just enough to go watch Wicked.
Just, it's a fairly lengthy first.
It is.
First, it's not even the whole movie.
Okay, well,
It's not
maybe
even the
let's
whole-
start with half the movie then. All right, like let's not go too crazy on time off.
Maddy, parting thoughts. Come on, say something wise. Inspire us.
Maddie's
Nothing.
gonna cry.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. No, every year since we started the Maui thing, around this time of year, we felt better and better.
Mhm.
I would say we started off feeling not great, and then .NET 7, we were like, okay. .NET 8, we were like, we're in the right direction, and I feel like this is the year that I'm just happy about it. Like, obviously there are always things we're gonna have to fix, and like the reason that people are submitting PRs is to fix things, but like I don't know, the vibe feels much more positive. And I can say like internally, because now I've been spending time with people outside of the Maui echo chamber, internally and externally, to the people who don't do Maui in .NET world, like the perception of Maui is a lot more positive. And I see a lot less people complaining on the internet, which is nice. But it's cool. It's fun. It's fun to be a part of something, especially when you have put a ton of work into it and it has moved in the correct direction. So, like, it's good. It's good.
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, we've been on this journey a very long time. And, for me, inside Microsoft, it's been 8 years, and years before that in the world. And sometimes it takes a while, for things to mature and to grow. And I'm super excited with where we are today. And I'm very excited about where we're going to be next year. Things that we never even anticipated happening this year. We've got a massive amount of contributions, so many contributions from general community as well as from the Sync Fusion, partnering with us in the repo that poses its own challenges, right? Now you got a lot of PRs and a lot of things sitting there we got to get merged, and polished up. So very excited. But with that, we're now 1 minute over time. So thank you, everybody. I just left .NET Morton on the screen there because I liked his comment so much. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Hope you had a great year, and go experiment. Go build some stuff over your break. Hopefully you get some time off. I'm certainly going to take some time off. I'm going to build some things, and probably with Maui Reactor, because that's what I've been working in lately, and super excited. So come back in January. Show us what you got. Maybe we'll make the January stand-up a week late so that we can have some time to recover, because I'll still be on holiday. And then we can come back and share our little experiments.
Yeah.
You think I'm building code? You're crazy. I might build a bar cabinet. So that's what I'll build.
I'm thinking about making an app about the quality of hair care products in hotels.
Oh, stop it.
It's
actually, I've been working on it this week. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll believe when I see it. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you
Thank
later.
you,
Happy
everyone.
2024. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Click the buttons. Click the